Hi. We just tried an intro for the first time. We have no idea how that goes. Maybe it played.
Hopefully it looks good.
They always cut our stuff. So we're not sure. We're messing around with it. And we're about an hour and 4 minutes later than we intended on being. That's how long it took. That's how long it took for us to go live. Wi-Fi and probably CIA. Hell, I don't know.
Tech stuff. Frequency. You know.
We're doing frequency warfare this week. So that's what we're talking about tonight. A little bit more family frequency. We tried last night. We recorded from Panama City Beach, but the sound was really rough. Look, we're already dropping frames. So hopefully we don't cut out too many times. So family frequency. Yesterday, I got a phone call and found a new brother. A brother found me. I have a baby brother I didn't know about. Yeah, he knew who he was. He knew who I was, and we're going to learn to get to know each other over the next little while. It's wonderful. But we're going to call that part of family frequency. The things that go on in your family, the noises, the sounds, the things you say. Finding new siblings.
How you act towards each other.
Yeah. Finding new siblings is a frequency. It's here. Or mental. It can affect your emotions and your thoughts. What you think you know about yourself, that'd be a family frequency. Another family frequency, right, would be how you talk to each other. If I tell her she's a piece of shit, she's probably not going to like herself very much. Or if she tells me I'm garbage, probably not going to feel that great. So how you talk to each other, right? That'd be family frequency. Things your family says to you, about you.
Or if they ignore you and don't say anything to you at all.
Silent treatment. That's a frequency. That's a frequency. You want to text Delta and see if she wants to be in our podcast? I'm not sure. It's call-in night, but our friend might not be aware that it's call-in night. So we're going to give her the opportunity to think about her life choices first before she's live on with us. But how you treat each other and talk to each other, that'd be a frequency. Silent treatment is a lack of frequency, also an emotional frequency. Yeah, that's the thing.
I didn't text her fast enough.
We didn't text her fast enough. Sorry about that. She works in this field with us, and in her own way, in her own role, and she's a badass.
Yeah,
so
she's pretty badass.
If she's calling, we try to pay attention. But I do want to respect the fact that we're in a podcast, and she probably doesn't know that. So I want to respect her privacy. Family frequency. Phone calls. That's a perfect example. Phone calls are a frequency. If you're trying to focus, and you're trying to do things, and your phone is ringing off the hook, you're unable to focus. That would be a frequency that's knocking you off of your goal, wouldn't it? That's a frequency. If you're sitting around the dinner table trying to talk to your family and all of your kids and your siblings, your wife, your husband is on their phone, that's a frequency. It's an interruptive frequency. It's a frequency of disconnect. Yeah. Arguing with your husband every single morning for no reason at all. I'm guilty.
Me too.
I work on it, and I don't do it. I
think a lot of us are guilty of it.
No, and it's much, much better. Thankfully, he's a forgiving man. But that's a frequency. I was fighting stuff in astral and dealing with things in my sleep and up all night long taking crisis calls and things like that. And the stress would get to me, and I would wake up and blow up on him in the morning for no reason. He didn't deserve that. And that's a frequency to him. It caused destruction to his cells. Could have caused destruction to our whole relationship. That's a frequency in a family. I gotta turn them sideways here. We're gonna pull it.
She need to talk to us ASAP, but I don't know yet if it's on podcast or off. Probably.
I'm gonna step out and talk to her for a second. Okay, and see if it's an emergency. That happens.
I'll be right back.
We take 24-hour emergency calls. So Brittany can see if she's all right. I'll talk. That's all right. Family frequency. That right there. Brittany having to step out and answer an emergency call. That's a frequency that came in. And my family member stepped up and took care. That's a family frequency. That'd be the frequency of support. The frequency of connection. How about the frequency of conversations that take place in your family? If your family or you, if you're asking your children things about themselves, if you're asking questions to get to know someone with interest and no judgment, that would be a frequency of in-depth, feeling connected and feeling known and seen, intimacy, actual deep friendship, connection that we all crave.
Sorry.
If you're only talking about mundane things, if you're talking about material things, bills, work, the lawnmower, the gas tank, the trash can, things that don't have life in them, that's a frequency of disconnect and death. You're talking about things that aren't alive. Yeah, I'm just talking about frequency, like the conversations that you have with each other.
It's only about those things.
Yeah.
And it's lower.
Because then you're not hearing the frequency of life or connection. And sometimes that happens, we don't even know that that's what we're doing. Life gets in the way, and in this matrix that everybody is living in, bills and finances, stress, all this thing piles up on top of you, and you find yourself going for days or weeks only talking about or hearing about those things. And that's a frequency that'll suck the life right out of you. Could you see how that goes? You're not talking about anything that is life or full of life. It has no energy.
You.
Yeah. It's because it's not a living thing. Yeah, it's not a living thing. And we feed each other. Life feeds life. If we feed t-shirts, I was trying to find this lighter. All I ever talk about is this lighter. Well, this lighter is not a living thing. And I am. So I'm going to give all of my energy to this. All of my focus and my attention and my thoughts, my emotions to this. Well, this cannot collect it for me.
But it can't give you anything back either.
And it can't, and it can't collect what I'm giving it.
Yeah.
It doesn't take on my energy. It doesn't absorb the vibration of my voice. It doesn't hear me. It doesn't feel my emotion or share a thought. So it's empty. It's nothing. But I have now given all of my time and energy and focus on it, right? And now I don't get anything back. But if I talk to her instead, she talks to me back. That's feedback. Hear how that works? From Vampire Land, they eat children. Feedback? Do you see how that goes together? You don't have to. You don't have to eat children. You can feed back. You can feed each other. And live. Life feeds life. That's a frequency. How about the frequency of life? That's family.
Exchange of energy.
Yeah. When babies are born, mothers talk to them. Dads, their primary care provider. They're talking in a soft voice. Oh, it's so cute. You know, and you're loving and you're comforting. That's the frequency of bonding. That happens. It's a frequency in a family. Mm-hmm. Or if you're screaming and yelling and your kids go run and hide, that's the frequency of fear. It's a real thing. This is frequency warfare. Family frequency. See how it spans a little bit more than music?
Yep.
But we're still in all the damn music, which is really
Still
weird.
haven't found
We're calling
one
that.
that.
We're going to call that a family
Still
frequency.
Yeah.
If we're in it, what else do we have on our list? How about the names they call you?
She's on 45 minutes. I'm done.
How about the names they call you? Oh, good. Delta's good.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you in 45 minutes, Delta. Hey, I'd stop everything if she needed something. We would. Because she would for us.
Yep. 100%.
Any emergency. That's what happens. So bear with us when you're listening to our future podcast. Distractions come in. Because
Sometimes
we take,
still gotta deal with stuff.
yes, we take 24-hour calls. Sometimes things happen, so we try to plan these broadcasts to share a little bit of what we're doing. And sometimes life takes over.
When someone says they need to talk to us ASAP, we're
That
like,
usually
oh.
means right now.
So like right now, we'll check.
Yeah. She just meant soon.
Yep.
Which is good. All right. How about the names that we call each other? What you identify as? Your name? How about babe? There's one in my house. Babe! The problem with that is if you yell babe and you're outside at the beach and there's 40,000 people, how many dudes do you think are going to turn around?
Or women.
Yeah, or women. Right, but I meant if we did it. Yeah. Oh, maybe women are going to turn around if I yell babe. Oh, look good. It's possible. I don't judge. Right? But if I yell babe, all the dudes turn around. It happens. They're all wondering which one of their girlfriends or wives are yelling for them. Oh, what does she need? Yeah. Right? So that's a frequency, the names that you use, the names that you go by, what you identify as. Yeah, that's...
Like kids in the grocery store yelling for their mom.
Oh.
Every woman will turn around, even if you don't have kids.
You don't have kids. You're turning around. Yep, that's a frequency. Look how that calls you. Look how that frequency is like a magnetic resonance, isn't it? You magnet to it. You don't even have kids. You're female. Turn around. Who needs a mom? I've seen guys turn around. I have. They want to... Is there a lost child? Yeah, they turn around. That's a family frequency. Magnetic frequency. All frequency is magnetic. Some's deadly. We all have toxic family, don't we? Some of us. Yep, I do. But we all have those that we lean on and love, right? That'd be frequency of love. See how it can be a little range in a family? Maybe clean out the shit end and keep the good end. Kind of like feed what you want, right? That's
you are
a
what
frequency.
you eat.
You are what you eat. You are what you intake, including the frequency that you take in. Yeah. Pay attention to how your family's being affected by frequency. Are you saying things that just set them off every morning? You might be. Check and see if you're guilty of some messed up frequency. Remember from the other day, frequency that comes out your mouth is one of the most powerful things you have. That's your sword. That's your sword. Yeah.
Live by the sword, die by the sword.
Straight up. Isn't that biblical?
I think so. I don't know.
We've got a lot of biblical stuff going on lately. We've been walking, living, breathing revelations.
Apparently, I sing Bible songs and don't even know it lately. I'm like, oh, I know this song from I don't know where.
It's coming. It's happening to everybody.
What was it? Go tell it on the mountain?
Yes. That's a family frequency. That's abnormal. When she starts singing, go tell it on a mountain.
Yeah, it is.
It was good. It's interesting. We had the most interesting family frequency yesterday. We went to the ocean last night, real late. I go where I'm supposed to go, and we drove to Panama City Beach. When we got there was nobody on the whole beach. Tornado warning. Big thunderstorm. Had the whole beach to ourselves.
Tornado warning.
Yeah, it was dark. And we went anyway. And when we got there, I noticed the sand was absolutely perfect. It's beautiful, untouched. No one had walked on it. So I stopped everybody so I could take a picture. See if I can remember which one of these it is. It's not going to be that one. It's going to be this one.
Yeah.
Here's our beach. Brittany took this one. Oh, that doesn't change anything.
No, but we have those.
Yeah. This is our beach. From our feet. When you came off the boardwalk and you first hit the sand. No footprints all the way to the ocean.
Zero.
Yeah.
It was completely smoothed out.
So we walked down to the ocean and spent a little time there, giving thanks, just letting go some stress, enjoying the solitude. I love that place. I have a relationship with the ocean. Gives me a lot of peace. I turned around to leave, and this was what was at our feet.
From the start of where the water was, where we were standing.
Yeah, from right where we were standing, all the way back up to the boardwalk. Yeah, there were two sets. They look similar. Yeah. Oh, that's just my other. I took a picture of the no footprints. I didn't upload the other one. Two sets.
Yeah.
And they went parallel. You know, they went together, and then they crisscrossed towards the boardwalk.
All the way up to the boardwalk, to the car.
They sure did. It's the most stunning thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't know how I would explain that. I can't. Can you explain it? I can't explain it. No idea. Has anybody else ever seen footprints, naked footprints, just appear right from your water, all the way back to the boardwalk? They just right to your car.
Isn't that like biblical too?
It's biblical shit too. Footprints in the sand. We had to look it up. An allegorical belief that your loved ones are still with you, carrying you through your times of struggle. I believe that.
Me too.
Yeah, my Knights of the Round Table had to offer me a perspective this week.
Especially because none of us took our shoes off on the beach.
No.
While we were there.
We didn't. We kept our shoes on. It was cold and windy. My ears were hurting. We just wanted to walk out to the water and see it. Yep. And there were no footprints on the way back. That was the weirdest part. Our 4 people set of footprints that should have been there.
Yeah.
Because we did walk down to the water. Weren't there anymore, if you noticed. Just those. It was really, it was amazing. I'm not really sure what to
think about that, but you're right.
There was nothing
There
else.
wasn't.
That's why we were tripping out. There's just nothing else.
Just the naked footprint.
Just naked footprints all the way from our feet all the way up. Yeah. That's a family frequency. Right? That's the frequency of your ancestors and your God, who you believe in. What you give your heart to, what you lean on in your hard times. What carries you? Huh? What carries you through your struggles? I think we made a video about that once. It said, what God would listen to their children scream? and not show up. Not one I believe in. Well, I'll show you. Yeah, mine showed up. Where'd it go? Oh, my picture went away. There it is. See, something shows up. Nothing's invisible. I asked. That's what we got.
That was pretty amazing.
We're too far in to deny it at this point.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah. There's no point. I wouldn't want to anyway. That's a moment I wouldn't trade. Why would I care if anybody thought we were crazy? It was perfect.
Kind of okay.
Oh, yeah, been over a long time. No, we're just stuck in over so long. Just don't care. That's a family frequency, too. We hear that the most often. People think they're crazy because they understand themselves. And the only reason they actually think they're crazy is because their family members tell them they don't understand them. Their family members don't support what they think and what they believe and what they know. Their family members refuse to try to see their perspective, try to see the way they experienced things or the way they saw people. So they automatically assume you're wrong and call you crazy. We've experienced that with a lot of our clients over the past couple of months. It's heartbreaking. I love nothing more than to help people be reassured they're not nuts. Science says 2 or more people can't hallucinate the same thing.
Which is so reassuring to me.
It is. It's always reassuring to me, too. My favorite moments are that you saw that, right? Yeah.
That was real, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because we see them. Family frequency. So, yeah. What else were we going to talk about? Telepathy.
Yeah. I would say anything.
Telepathic. Telepathy is a frequency, wouldn't it be? Talking to someone without having to use your mouth. It's still an energetic frequency. It's actually a longitudinal wave, the same as sound.
And yes, it's real. You can do it.
Very much.
Yes.
Very much. Telepathy is very real. In MK Ultra land, I was programmed and taught and trained to be master level at telepathy. Most of them are. Most people that have undergone MK Ultra are put through mind programming, and mind programming is programming to use the mind. Yeah. Sometimes they program MK Ultra people. Of course, they do that to be able to control other people's mind. But what do you think they're doing when they put it in there? They're showing people how to control their own mind. They just kind of take away that awareness of it, so it's a scary thing. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what they do. They try to instill fear.
Yeah.
Because it gives them
That's what they
more
do.
power.
Yeah, fear. That's the only power they have. Absolutely. Well, if they can program humans through MK Ultra to be controlled, then that means that the pathways in your brain already exist. Pathways are already there to speak or trigger your own things with your control. You can take it back. That shows you telepathy. Voice to mind is telepathy, isn't it? Weird, fucked up AI telepathy, but it's telepathy nonetheless.
Not the good kind.
Yeah, no, not useful, but it's telepathy. And if they can use an artificial machine and put a voice in your mind through the bones resonating on your skull, that's an energy wave going through your mind. We're all energy waves. Humans are magnetic resonance. We're all energy waves. It's all been science proven. There's
we
cool
could talk all
machines.
sciencey about it.
Yeah, there's cool machines. Man, you can watch on YouTube. Look, we're on YouTube already. You can watch videos on YouTube of auras and proof of auras and measurements of energy waves coming off of people, and it's amazing. It's amazing. Control of it. There's brilliant places. Lots of research. Telepathy is real. You can speak in your mind. And if you can, then you can stop other people from doing that to you as well. How would you do that? You ask yourself, what voice are you hearing? What voice are you hearing in your mind? Do you hear your own? Do you hear a familiar voice? Do you hear someone else's? Do you hear some voice you've never heard before? You shouldn't hear a voice you've never heard before.
No.
None. You probably shouldn't hear the voice of your grandma either if she's passed away,
Oh,
because she isn't here to speak to you. You see? So you should be asking yourself, what voice do you hear? That's kind of a dead giveaway for voice to mind. It's very scripted. Sounds like it's on a loop continual. They say the same five or
repetitive.
yeah. Repetitive. Wasn't that we talked about with family frequency the
Yeah.
other day? The repetitive patterns.
What is frequency?
Yes, the repetitive patterns
Mm-hmm.
meant to confuse and destroy you. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what it is on voice to mind, a scripted loop. 5 or 6 statements over and over and over and over. Very monotone sounding too. It doesn't sound like a natural voice with rhythms. It's very AI. We actually were talking while I was experiencing voice to mind once, and she asked a question, and whoever was listening and producing the voice to mind caught on, and we heard the interruption in the system. It helped us identify a lot of things. I actually heard what did I hear? Frank?
They've asked a question.
They've asked a question. There's too much interference. That's what it was.
Oh,
Frank?
yeah.
There's too much interference. They've asked a question. Voice to mind. Yeah. You know, we saw a video this morning from one of our friends on TikTok, Raven Empath. She was talking about the blinking lights off to the sides, peripheral vision.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have not experienced that in a long time. I did when I was a kid. They used that for training. That's why I wanted to bring it up. They use that for training. It's for optical illusions, and it triggers a certain portion of your brain. That's interesting. You should look that up. There's a lot there. It's very intentional, but I was glad she brought that out. I don't hear a lot of people talk about that kind of frequency warfare. Lights being frequency warfare. So it's kind of similar to like you see video game warnings. There's going to be a lot of strobe lights may cause seizures.
Yeah.
It's not quite that pronounced when it's a gang stalking targeting thing. They're more like tiny flashing lights over here to the side, but if you try to look at them, they go away and they're not there. And there's nothing invisible. I heard her mention that there are people convinced when they're seeing these lights that they're seeing or hearing from their dead ancestors.
No, I've not heard that.
Yeah, that's not a thing, folks. That's not real. That's not real. That's an attack. And that can be harmful. Don't fall for that. Nothing's invisible. And why would your grandma, your grandpa, your dad, anything, why would God show up at little flash to cause confusion? That
Confusion is not a good
right.
place.
If things are causing you confusion, that's not good.
No, you should have clarity and be able to see
Right.
things clear.
Yeah, your creator would not cause you confusion on purpose. Nope, never. And would answer you if you asked for clarity. What parent wouldn't? Not a good one. Not a good one. Back to the whole family frequency, right? If God's supposed to be our father or creator, whatever belief system you have, I support that. I'm just never sure of the right words. Everybody calls it something different, and I respect it all. But
Because everybody has different beliefs. So
Yeah.
they all call it something different.
so I just use the word God because I think all I said was God's a frequency, the frequency of your God.
Yeah, cut twice.
And they cut us twice. See how that happens? That's okay. That's a frequency too. That's part of frequency warfare. Signals of Wi-Fi are frequency.
Technology in general.
Frequency.
TVs, laptops, cell phones, all of it.
Frequency.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Light bulbs.
Light bulbs.
Frequency.
Anything electronic runs off of a frequency.
Yeah.
Anything. Plants have a frequency. The dirt has a frequency. Our lives have frequency. The human body has a frequency. Our cells have a frequency. The more positive you think, the higher your cells vibrate at a faster rate. Your cells vibrate faster. Raise your vibe. That's what it means. Raise the vibration of your cells by positive anything. Truth. Not fake sunshine and rainbows. That's not what I'm talking about.
It's not a fake it till you make it sort of thing.
Yeah, no. By being truth. By being true to yourself. Yeah. Following the right God and the right frequency, that would help. Help raise your vibration. Maybe they'll let me say it without cutting it this time. Yeah. What frequency would that be if you listened to your God and they never answered you? That's not a good one. It's not a good one. We've asked that many times. It's a harsh conversation. Makes people uncomfortable. Makes you question your belief system. Makes you question what you think and know about yourself. But you should. Doesn't every Bible say to do that anyway? It says you're supposed to follow one God, aren't you? Have no other gods.
People get mad when you challenge the one that they believe in.
Correct.
They don't ever want to see or accept anyone else's perspective or point of view or what could be instead of their own opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. How about the frequency of sight? Since she's talking about opinions and thoughts and proof and what people know or don't know. We said nothing is invisible, so how about the frequency of sight, what you can see? It's a frequency. It's the frequency of light entering your eyes, going into your mind, telling you what you're looking at. So it's a frequency, right?
Yeah.
If every Bible says, seek your God, how would you see it? What would you look for? It says you're made in His own image. Wouldn't you need to look at yourself, therefore, to look for your God? If you're going to seek God, and you are made in God's image, wouldn't you need to look at yourself? So wouldn't that be the frequency of sight? The ability or inability to see yourself? That would be a frequency. Mirrors. If you didn't have a mirror to look in, how would you know who you are?
You wouldn't.
People are mirrors. You could look around at the people around you. How do they look at you? If they smile, maybe you did something probably not painful. You might have done something to cause a smile. And if you look around at everyone and they're staring at you and bawling, you may have done something sad. You know, look around. Frequency of sight. That's a family frequency. Doesn't the Bible say something about all eyes will see?
And all ears shall hear.
Yeah. Maybe you should start by looking for your God. Look in the mirror. What did He make? Why? Who are you? You could search that way, right? Be a good way to look for your frequency of your family.
If you don't know yourself,
Yeah.
how do you know anything else?
You know? You know? Yeah. I got to go on a wonderful journey through frequency yesterday. I got to remember what it was like to feel Adam. I got to feel the cells in my body calm down, touching his skin again. Just by reliving a memory. I knew him like no one else. That's a frequency. Frequency of sight. Every kind of sight. That's how I knew myself, was looking at him. We were in a box together. If he breathed, I breathed. If he was happy, I was happy. If he smiled, I knew I had done something good. If he cried, I did something sad. If he was scared, I knew something scary was coming. He was my human mirror. That's what I miss about him the most. I think that's why I couldn't recognize myself for a long time. I didn't know how to see myself without looking at him. Then he was gone. They took him.
Well, how do you teach yourself
Yeah.
to see yourself if you've only ever seen yourself through those ways?
Sure. Hell, how do you teach yourself to see yourself anyway? The world doesn't help. I think the world does everything to make us not look at ourselves. If you look at yourself, you're being vain. If you talk about yourself, you're stuck on yourself. If you're worried about yourself, you need to get off of it and think about someone else. Well, those are true sometimes, but it leaves a really big gap in you understanding why you do what you do. Well, who you are, why you feel the way you feel, why you respond to things the way you do. That's a family frequency. How about the frequency of you? What's your frequency? Who are you? That'd be a frequency. Know thyself. Right? I knew myself through Adam. I still know myself through Adam. Still do. And that's alright. Now I just see Adam everywhere. I'm okay with that too. That's it.
That's it?
That's all we got.
You
That's
got
all we
nothing
got.
else?
No, I was going to talk about being telepathic with Adam, but I didn't feel like getting into it today. Yeah.
Maybe another time.
Wasn't feeling it.
We get telepathic sometimes. We talk about that.
We've had me sing many times. She decided to meditate for the first time years ago, and the first meditation she tried were the
CIA tapes.
the Monroe Institute Hemisync tapes. Check them out sometime. They're really interesting.
Good luck finding them.
I had to look at her and think, really? We work together. I've been through so much MK Ultra in my life, it's ridiculous. And the first meditation she wants to try is the MK Ultra tape.
It's the only one I would do. It was the only one. And she did it with me.
Why not? Hell, I've done it before. Yeah, why not? I wanted to see how weird that was. It's weird. It's weird. Yeah. I don't rock that vibe, but I like to investigate. I had to look into a lot of things. That was a strange frequency. I'm not judging it either. It's weird. I still like to check it out from time to time just to respect how weird that is. Yeah, that's a really strange one. Yeah. There's family frequency, meditation, and MK Ultra. That's our family. Our family rocks the damn vibe of MK Ultra and weird frequency and sonic waves, sonic weapons, strange conversations. Hell, I think we've walked through the am I the good guy or the bad guy conversation way too many times. Where I come from, that was a hard thing I had to learn. I had to still struggle with for a long time. Am I a good guy or the bad guy? Yeah. Both. Both, that's the answer. I'm both. We're all both. That's a frequency. How about the frequency aligned to yourself? What'd you say?
Division.
The division. Oh, look.
Lies.
Division and lying to yourself.
Wow.
Same thing. Same thing. Amazing. Yeah. Yeah. The division of lying to yourself. Yeah. That's a frequency. Frequency of division. Split. I was split from Adam. And they took him away. Lie to yourself, you're split from yourself. Lie to your loved ones, you get divided from them. Frequency of lying. Not a good one. We almost lied today, damn it. We said we were going to be on here at 7 and we weren't on till 8 o'clock.
Technical issues.
Well, technically, it was a lie. Technicalities caused us to lie. Because we said we were going to be on at 7 and it was 8. We're going to try again tomorrow, though. What time are you going to try? 7?
Oh,
We'll try
we're setting a time for
We're going to try 7.
We don't usually set a time.
Yeah, we don't set a time. About between 7 and 9.
Somewhere in there.
Sometime tomorrow. Sometime tomorrow. We have to go with the frequency. We always have to. It's frequency warfare.
Or sometimes we get called in to do stuff, so.
Yeah. Today we had to work
Somebody's
hard. Today we had to work hard, so we were off all day doing other things. And of course, recap. My name is Cassiopeia.
I'm Brittany.
Google it. It's the loudest, brightest radio frequency in the galaxy. Very, very tied to frequency warfare. They try to use it for frequency warfare. They try to use it against a lot of things and people. They try to use it against me. See? Frequency warfare. We're not coded either, guys. We're not talking about weird coded stuff. I know it sounds weird to you guys. We're literal. This stuff is literal. Frequency warfare needs to break that down. So we just show you all the ties to things. Different weird ways of frequency warfare.
Put questions in the comments.
Yeah. Or call in sometime.
Yeah.
Either way. We'll be here. All right. Till tomorrow. I have nothing else.
I
I got nothing else.
Bye, guys.
We're going to try. It always cuts us off, so maybe it won't this time. We'll see.